Hello everybody, and welcome back to my chatty, sassy channel here on YouTube, where we talk about all things luxury, be it luxury travel, luxury fashion, or life's luxuries in general. Today is a big video. It is probably going to be long, and I can't help that because I am reviewing 20 different WOCs across most of the different luxury fashion houses. This started as me wanting to just go into a couple of stores and look at their WOCs because I do have a wallet on chain on my wish list for the year. Not a specific one, but just in general, that was something I wanted to pick up. And as I started going to the different stores, I thought, well, maybe I can do a video of this. And it's like, well, if I'm gonna look at this store, I'll look at this store. And by the end of it, I had tried on 20 different wallet on chains. And so what I'm looking for in a wallet on chain is something that I can take to amusement parks, to concerts, to baseball games, going for a walk outside if I'm just running to the grocery store. So it needs to be durable. I don't want it to be overly branded, although I did look at everything that everybody had. I also want it to hold several things. So for me, what I need it to hold is my sunglasses, because I don't like putting my sunglasses on my head or onto my shirt. I want it to hold my keys, and then of course it needs to hold my cards and my phone. So those are the four things that I was looking for, and based on what I wanted to hold and how I want to use it is how I judged these WOCs that I'm looking at. Now, it might be that you are looking for something else in a WOC, or whenever you go to look for a WOC, it might be that you're wanting something slightly different, you're wanting a different capacity, you're wanting it for a different use, and if so, your criteria and how you judge the way that I talk about these things might be different, but hopefully this will be really useful. And with that, let's get into the first WOCs from Bulgari. Now, I will be referencing my notebook during this video to make sure that I'm saying the names and the prices correctly. As of this week when I am filming, of course, prices can always change. We know that these houses do price increases, but as of this video, these prices are accurate. So starting out with the Serpenti Forever phone holder priced at $18.50. This one comes in black, silver, and white. Now, this one had very small capacity. It's a phone holder, that kind of makes sense, but since it was a newer bag, I did want to look at it. And all that could fit was my phone and my cards. My key fob didn't even fit in this thing. My sunglasses were definitely not going to fit in this, but it did have some neat features because this one does have a top handle on it, and so you are able to use it as a clutch if you want. The other bag that I looked at from Bulgari actually sort of had the opposite issue in that it had too much capacity. The Bulgari Serpenti chain wallet, which is $22.50, that one was too big. Like, I had my phone, my card holder, not just my card, my card holder, my key fob, and my sunglasses in there, and there was tons of room. I definitely could have put like a compact and a lipstick in there as well. And so for me, that's actually getting too big to be a wallet on chain. Additionally, this one, when it sat on me, while the chain length was nice, the bag sticks out because of the trapezoidal shape that it sort of has, and I wasn't overly thrilled with that. The other thing about these two bags, whether you're going with the chain wallet or the phone pouch, you either have a shiny metallic option, which with the jeweled snake head on it is very dressy, or you have a smooth, shiny leather, which again, with the jewel head, becomes very dressy. And so for me, I didn't feel like that this was going to go with the vibes I was going to be wearing to the different places that I plan to use it. It was simply too dressy. But at the same time, I wouldn't consider this one for an evening bag because for me, it's not dressy enough to be an evening bag. It is too casual, and I'm not even sure why it's too casual, but it feels too casual to be an evening bag. And so I think that Bulgari was trying to position their phone pouch and their WOC on a different area than most of the brands. They were trying to be smaller than the traditional WOC and bigger than the traditional WOC. They were trying to not go so dressy as an evening bag, but not be so casual as a lot of the other WOCs are. And in doing that, I honestly think that they've put themselves in a position where the bags don't have a lot of use or a lot of practicality. So for me, neither of these bags are worth it. Now, I then moved on to my favorite house, which is YSL. And YSL has a huge variety of WOCs and sort of mini small bags that they say do the same features. They say serve a lot of the same purpose. Now, my feeling tonight, you'll see as I talk through these, is a little bit different, but I do want to share these as options because these are bags that a lot of people do consider when looking at a WOC from YSL. First up is going to be the Mini Lou camera bag. That is $15.50. Now, this bag had the perfect capacity. I was able to fit in my phone, my sunglasses, my card holder, my keys. That fit perfectly. There really wasn't much room for anything else. The issue for me with this bag is that when it is on, while it is in a wonderful durable leather, it looks like a mini bag. It doesn't look like a WOC. And I don't know how to describe it other than that. The bag was just a little bit chunky and small for me for how I wanted it to look on my frame in the different situations that I would be wearing it. I was picturing it in the summer, I was picturing it in the winter over a coat, and either way, the look just wasn't quite right for me. I do think this is a great option if you are looking for a mini bag, but for a WOC, it didn't have quite the slim enough profile that I was looking for. The next bag that I tried on again, I once again tried on the small Kate. That is priced at $2,100. And I did try this on the spicy chocolate color that I love. But the thing about this bag, it's too big for a lot of venues. If you are looking at taking this to sporting events, to concerts, a lot of times those places have limits on the size of bag that you can carry, and this bag does exceed some of those limits. My stuff did fit in it, so I was able to get my sunglasses, my phone, my keys, my cards, and that was it. Nothing else was going to fit in that bag, and it was a tight squeeze even then. So capacity was what I was looking for, but the shape of this bag doesn't lend itself to be overly compact. So while I did love it, while I would still love to have this bag as a clutch type of bag for evening occasions, it's not going to make a good WOC. Next up, and I don't actually have any footage of me trying this one on because I didn't even try it on, I just looked at it, was the Gabby chain phone holder priced at $12.90. Now this comes in lambskin. I think they also do it in a patent leather as well. But my issue with this one, it looked like a sunglass case on a chain. Like, you know, like the cases like Ray-Bans come in where they're kind of, they have the point at the bottom, wider at the top. That's what it looked like. I didn't even bother to try my phone into it. It was definitely not going to hold everything that I wanted. It is a very, very small bag. And I did not think that it looked nice. The bigger size in this line is the Gabby zipped pouch in quilted lambskin, and that is $13.50. This one, while the capacity was great, the capacity was more than I needed. Even with all my stuff in it, there was still plenty of room. The thing that I didn't like about this one is that the lambskin leather that they are using on it is such a super thin, delicate leather that one, the bag didn't feel like it had a lot of weight to it on, which would ideally sound like a good thing if you're gonna be moving around, but it felt inexpensive, and maybe that's not even the right word because the leather felt really nice. It didn't feel like it had enough weight to be sturdy. That's what I'm trying to say. It didn't look like it had enough weight to be sturdy, and it definitely felt very, very delicate. If I'm going to a baseball game, I don't want to have to worry about water on the bag. I don't want to have to worry about scratches on the bag. Like, I want the leather to hold up, and I don't feel like that this leather is going to be the case. So because of that, this bag was not overly appealing to me. And like I said, it held more than I wanted. And honestly, thinking about the size, it's probably going to be over some size requirements for some venues. The final bag that I looked at were actually two versions, the smaller and the larger, of the Cassandra wallet on chain. Now the Cassandra envelope wallet on chain is the smaller version. It is priced at $14.50. The Cassandra wallet on chain is larger. I did not like this one because the larger version has a divider in the center, and because of that, I actually couldn't get both my phone and my sunglasses in. They wouldn't work because they had to be side by side. I couldn't stack them sort of staggered on top of each other. And because of that, I wasn't able to hold anything in there, even though it's a bigger bag. And once again, you're getting into that range where it might not be allowed into some venues. The smaller envelope bag, however, it's made in their pebbled leather. It comes in a lot of different colors. So durability wise, as far as picking something that's going to match everything, you definitely have the options to do that there. The capacity was correct. I was able to put my sunglasses, my phone, my cards, and my key fob into that bag. They all fit, and they all fit really well. They fit comfortably. The bag snapped closed. I did really like that. You can take the chain off, use this as a clutch if you need to. The one thing that I don't love about this bag is that I wish that they had shrunk the hardware down smaller, because the hardware feels just a little bit disproportionately large on the bag to me. Now that might just be because I'm not an overwhelming hardware logo lover, but it felt a little bit big to me. So that was just a personal preference thing on this bag, but it is a really good capacity. It's very comfortable on. The one thing to note about this though is that you cannot adjust the length of the strap, and because of the thickness of the strap with the closure, I'm really not sure that you could do much as far as like doubling it over or anything like that. So keep that in mind when looking at this one, that you are very limited as far as the way in which you will wear this lengthwise with its chain. Now, moving on to Louis Vuitton. When I went in and asked them about a WOC, they showed me the Pochette Felicie. And while I do like this bag because it does have removable small leather inserts in it, which is really nice because you're getting more use out of that bag, I felt that this bag was just a little bit long looking for a WOC on me personally. I am 5'2", I'm 100 pounds, like I am a very small human, so it's very easy for a bag to look too big on me. If you were more of a normal size human, you would probably enjoy the look of this bag. The other thing I didn't particularly like about this bag is that I felt the chain length was too long. We had to wrap the chain underneath the flap by, instead of having the chain come out normally, we took it and we just doubled it over inside to have it come up normally. That took it up enough that it was able to be in a comfortable position on me, but I don't like the fact that I had to do that with the chain to make it work, although it is possible. This bag does have a ton of color and material options though. You have the empreinte leather, and there are like 5 or 6 different colors. There's a black, a beige, a pink, a navy, a red, and I want to say there's one other one as well, plus it comes out in seasonal empreinte leather colors. Then you also have the traditional canvas options of the monogram, the damier ebene, and the damier azur. So definitely a lot of options as far as that is concerned. Price point is very fair. It is priced $14.90 to $16.20, which, given that you have those inserts that you can take in and out, I do think is a good price. As far as capacity, I was able to fit my phone, my sunglasses, my cards, and my key fob with plenty of room to spare. I definitely could have put like a lipstick and some earbuds in there. I don't think that compact would have fit, but I could have fit a couple of little extras in there as well. Then I went across the mall to Prada, and at Prada there were 2 options that I tried on. A lot of their like WOCs are actually not big enough to hold a phone. Also, I'm going to apologize for the fact that these names are not great. That's on Prada. Prada has like the least descriptive names ever, and it drives me crazy trying to find something on their website. But the first bag that I tried is the Saffiano leather mini bag. This is really more of a phone holder. It's a vertical option, and there are a couple of things that I like about this. First off, on the chain with this one, it has the Prada logo that is adjustable, so you can slide it up and down the chain to move this bag where you want it to be, and I did really like that. I thought that was great. It also comes with a detachable top handle, so again, really great way to have versatility in this bag. I liked the way it hit. Because of the vertical shape, it felt really good against my hip and body. A downside of this is it's one of the more expensive ones on this list at $18.90. Yes, at $18.90, because Prada does price their things more expensive, but the Saffiano leather is very durable. That being said, not a ton of color options. You only have the options of black, white, or pink with this bag right now, so not a ton of color options there, but it is a really neat bag. The other thing is that this bag did not hold my sunglasses. It would just hold my cards, my phone, and then my key fob was very wedged in there to get it to fit, but it did fit that. So downside, my sunglasses wouldn't fit, which for me personally knocks this one off contention, even though I really like it. The other bag is again named terribly. Depending on the leather hardware combo that you like, it is either called the Saffiano leather or the brushed leather shoulder bag. This one is priced at $2,300. If you go with the Saffiano leather, this is in the men's range, is going to only come in black. If you go with the brushed leather, again in the men's range, it is going to come in black, gray, or brown. So you at least have some neutral options there, but again, not a huge variety with color, which kind of disappoints me because Prada has done some really pretty bright colors that I would love to have seen in these bags. Of course, it's in the men's range, and they typically don't do as many fun colors in the men's side of bags. That being said, this was absolutely one of the most comfortable bags that I tried on all day. I was able to fit my phone, my cards, my key, and my sunglasses in there. They all fit just fine, everything closed. And the other thing that I really liked about this one is that the leather strap on it has the same type of closure as, I think it's the like mini loop hobo bag from Louis Vuitton, where you take like the ends of the leather and then you move them section wise together, so like the straps were like doubles over, but they have settings, so like they have set settings that you can put it in. So I was able to adjust it to fit really well on me crossbody or as a shoulder bag, and I did like that versatility. I liked the shape of it. It was very compact, it felt really good against my body, and I thought that this was a really great option. The one thing that I'm not thrilled about is $2,300 price point, because to me it didn't feel like a $2,300 bag. And I always tend to think that Prada is overpriced anyway. But this is a newer style, so you probably aren't going to find them on the resale market for a good price. Hate to say that, but it is the truth. I do think this is a really neat option though, particularly if you are looking for a black WOC. This is going to be a bag that you aren't seeing really on anybody else. And I always like that sort of different thing. Also, the logo isn't too visible on it, particularly in the black, so it's not overly logo or showy either. And we know the Saffiano leather is super durable. We are now halfway through this list as we come to Gucci. And from Gucci, there are 4 WOCs that I want to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about with Gucci though is that a lot of their WOCs are wallets with chains. And so they are a true wallet that they happen to have thrown a chain on. I was not interested in those styles whatsoever because my stuff was not going to fit in them in any way, shape, form, or fashion because it had that interior divider. It also looks like a wallet. Like, it doesn't look like a bag, it doesn't look like a pouch, it looks like a wallet. And so I really didn't like that feature. But that style is available if that's something that you're interested in. I just didn't like it at all, so I didn't try it on and didn't even bother to try my stuff into it. The first bag that they pulled out for me to look at, that the sales associate was very pushy about, like, I should like this bag, I should want this bag, which I didn't particularly like the sales associate. She wasn't the most knowledgeable. I had to actually show her pictures on the website of what it was that I was wanting to look at. And she kept saying that they didn't exist, and it says, okay, well, maybe you don't have them in the store. Turns out she had them in the store, she just didn't want to walk across the floor to go get it. So that was a little bit frustrating for me, particularly because she just wanted to push me towards this one because it was the one that was right in front of her in the case. And that is the Gucci Super Mini Dionysus bag. This bag is out of contention for me on the fact that my phone will not fit in it with my phone case on. And if I'm going to one of these types of events, I need my phone to be in its case. I would not even use this for an evening bag in all honesty. It is just too small. I have one nano bag in my collection, and while it's fun, I would definitely not want another one. Every other bag in my collection, I'm able to fit my phone in, and I definitely want to be able to do that with a WOC. So this one, just on that alone, is out, but also because of the chain on it and the hardware, it is a heavier feeling bag, even though it doesn't even hold much of anything in it. So keep that in mind if it's a bag that you are considering. The next bag that she brought out for me is the GG Marmont Super Mini Shoulder Bag, priced at $9.80. This was the least expensive WOC on the list, and really it's more of a just mini bag than it is a WOC. And I did not like this one at all. At least with the mini Lou camera bag from YSL, that felt like a good feeling bag. This one felt so cheap, so flimsy. The leather was definitely not going to hold its shape, even though it had ample room for my sunglasses, my cards, my phone, and my keys. I could have actually fit quite a bit more in that bag. It looked cheap. It looked like a $30 bag from TJ Maxx. Like, I would way rather go with a Coach bag than I would this Gucci bag. It looked that bad. I would not recommend this bag at all. If you are looking at it online, don't go with this bag. This bag is not a good quality handbag. The next bag that she pulled out after I prompted her to was the Gucci Marmont Leather Mini Chain Bag for $1,100. Now this is much more of a true WOC, and this bag I did really like. It does come in black, I think green and white maybe. but it was a little bit plain. And I know that I said like I don't want an overly logoed bag, but it just looked boring. Like, it's not that it was like quiet luxury, because to me quiet luxury things can still be really beautiful. It was just dull. There was no real detail to it, nothing special about it. It did fit everything that I wanted it to, but it was just kind of meh. The final one that they pulled out, again after I prompted them, was the Gucci Diana mini bag with bamboo. Now this one had just enough extra with that bamboo on it, that although it is the exact same size as the other bag, and it's $100 more, it looks so much better. That bamboo gave it that little special touch that I really, really liked. I think that this is a really good value. I think it's a really good option, but downside here, it just comes in black or white. And I'm not really interested in having black or white for my walk. White, I don't trust myself with white. It's going to get dirty. And black, if I'm wearing navy, I'm not gonna wanna wear a black bag. So for me, this bag was out, not because I didn't think it was a great walk, because I do think it's a great walk if you're looking for one of those colors, but just because it's not coming in a color that's going to work for me and my wardrobe and my uses. Now on to Celine, and the Celine walk is priced at $22.50. It's just called the Celine wallet on chain, and normally I don't like overly showy hardware. I mentioned that when it came to the YSL Cassandra envelope bag, but on this one, I think the hardware really worked. The hardware gave it enough of an oomph that if I needed to make this go dressy, I definitely could as far as the hardware is concerned, and it's not so logo-y, I guess is the right word, that it makes it so that I couldn't wear the bag casually, because I definitely think I could. The Celine leather quality is absolutely top-notch. I think they have gorgeous leather. The leather is super soft, super supple. It is absolutely stunning, but I also think it is a leather that will wear well over time, and there are actually quite a lot of color options in this bag. The one thing I didn't like about this bag, and it's something that I don't think I could get over because to me it's just not my thing, is that the chain going up had a leather bit at the top for a leather padded shoulder strap. I get that that makes the bag more comfortable, but for me that really ruined the look of the bag. I don't want that leather piece. I wanted it to be a chain all the way. And since it isn't like that, for me, this bag is out of contention. Additionally, it was a little bit big for what I'm needing. I put all my stuff in there and there was still tons of room to spare. So since I could go smaller, I would want to go smaller on this bag, because this is too big for my needs and I want to be as compact as I can be while fitting exactly what it is that I want. So that's why this bag would be out for me. But if you're looking for a really beautiful walk that's a little bit more unique and definitely very classy looking, I think that this is a really good option for you if you can get over the shoulder strap problem that I had with. Now, Dior is another brand that has a huge variety of WOCs in it, and I found a lot of really great options at Dior. There are 4 that I'm going to talk to you about. The first one that I tried on was the biggest of the 4, in my opinion, how it felt on me, and that's the Lady Dior pouch. Now, I have talked a lot on this channel about how my Lady Dior is one of my favorite bags. I absolutely love the Lady Dior, and I think it's a wonderful bag. So seeing the pouch that has that same canage, I really did like. Downside of this bag, not a lot of color options. Right now, I think that they just have the black, the white, the tan, and the blue online at the moment, and I didn't see any other colors besides that in the store. The nice thing about the quilting on this bag is that it will be more durable, but having the bag on, even though it fit all my stuff, it looked really boxy, and I think that it's because of how wide it is but also how long it is. So for me, I didn't particularly like that when it came to this bag. The look just wasn't right on my body, and that's why I think it's really important to be able to try things on, is to find out what looks right on you, what serves your proportions best. And by trying this one on, I was able to knock it out for me. It's not a bad bag, it's just not the bag that I think is the best one from Dior. The next one that I tried on is the My Dior mini bag for $28.50. This is the most expensive bag from Dior on this list, and I think it's the second most expensive overall. The thing about this bag that I didn't like, and I know it's a bag that luxury and life in the middle Lisa really likes. I don't, because it has that divider in it. And because it had the divider in it, I could not fit both my sunglasses and my phone into that bag. And that really frustrated me. I do like the fact that it has a top handle. That's a great feature. I love that it comes in so many different colors. This is definitely a bag you can tell they are pushing because of the wide range of colors that they have it coming out in, including a lot of the seasonal colors. It's a bag that's increased a lot in price. But I don't particularly like it, one, because my stuff didn't fit, and two, a lot of people really liked the delicate chain with the pearls in it that it comes with. I don't. I'm gonna be real honest, the chain feels cheap to me. It feels very flimsy. The pearls are obviously not real pearls, like they're obviously glass pearls, so they don't look expensive to me, and I think the chain actually cheapens the bag. So multiple reasons that this one's out for me. Capacity, the chain, and honestly the price, because like it's the second most expensive WOC on this list. So for me, I don't think it's the most worth it WOC from Dior. Now, a very similar one to that is the Dior Caro pouch, which is priced at $24.50. So $400 less. You aren't getting the top handle, but whereas I felt that the My Dior mini bag was, again, still kind of boxy on me profile wise because it has a big pouch on the front and it has the divider in the middle, so it's a bit wider. I felt that the Dior Caro pouch actually looked really well. The proportions was what I was going for with this bag. I've got to be real honest though, my sunglasses, while technically they fit in there, it was a real squeeze, and I think one of two things, or possibly both things, would happen. One, the bag would get slightly stretched over time, me using it that way, or two, my sunglasses would eventually get bent being in the bag that way. So the capacity isn't quite there for me, but if you are not feeling the need to put sunglasses in, I think that this is a really great option. It's, like I said, it's got a great profile. I actually much prefer this profile on the bag. You can obviously take the chain off and just carry it as a clutch. While it doesn't have a top handle, you can still definitely carry it as a clutch. And this chain I do like better than the chain on the My Dior mini bag. It does look a little bit brassy because it is a shiny gold chain, so still not the nicest chain out there from Dior, if I'm being honest. But I definitely do think that it looks better than the very similar sister bag to it, and it is a little bit better price point. Now, the final bag is the least expensive one from Dior on this list, and is one of their least expensive bags overall, and that's going to be the Saddle Pouch with chain, and that is priced at $19.50. Now, this bag had the perfect amount of capacity. I really liked the profile of it on me. You know, I thought that the chain was really nice. It has sort of an aged brass chain to it, so this is definitely going to be a much more casual bag. You have two color options right now in the pebbled leather. So pebbled leather, it's going to be more durable, but it's also going to be more casual. And you have the options of black or maroon. For me, I was interested in the maroon. It also comes in a gray and in a navy oblique. So if you are wanting to have a fabric, that is an option. But I personally prefer the leather. Again though, because that hardware is an aged hardware, it's not going to look as dressy. This is definitely not a bag that I would take probably as a wedding clutch. I don't think that it can go that nice. But definitely for my uses that I plan to use it for, I think it would work probably pretty well. The other thing, and this is just a little tiny thing that I could probably get over if this ends up being the WOC that I choose, is that the D that hangs down as the stirrup from the saddle portion, it hangs down below the bag. And that just kind of annoys me. Like, they definitely could have made it be so that it was the correct length, so that it was like ending at the bottom of the bag. This way, like if I lay it down, it sort of like flops over below the bag. So I definitely can't just have the bag standing up nice and flat, because if I do that, the D sticks out like this way from the bag. Like if this is the bag, the D sticks out. Well, it sticks out kind of like that at an angle. And I wasn't overly thrilled about that, but I do think that this is a really good option if you are looking for a more casual WOC. Now, I've talked multiple times on this channel about how I do not like Chanel. I will not buy a new item from the store. Maybe one day in Paris I'll buy some sort of small accessory. But I think that that is the extent that I would ever consider buying from Chanel. And again, it would have to be in Paris. I think that Chanel's prices are ridiculous. I don't like their price increases. I don't like the way that they treat me as a customer whenever I've gone in. The staff have been pretty rude. But also I have a friend who worked for Chanel, and she said they were absolutely awful to work with, and she's worked with a lot of different brands, and she said that they were the absolute worst place that she worked in the fashion luxury brand. But I'm doing this video on WOCs, and the Chanel WOC, the classic WOC, is considered to be one of the best. It's one of the most popular. It's the one that everyone raves about and recommends. It's kind of the famous WOC. I don't know if it's the original or not, but I would say that it's probably the best-selling WOC out of everyone. I say that, like, when people picture a WOC, the Chanel one is probably what comes into their heads when they're thinking about luxury brands. But the Chanel WOC's $3,700. But in order to be fair, I went in, I tried it on, and I'm here to give you my thoughts. My thoughts are that I really hate Chanel because they make the best WOC. Like, the way that my stuff fit in this bag, my stuff fit absolutely perfect. There was no extra room, but there was also the precise amount of room that I needed for my sunglasses, my phone, my cards, and my key fob. It was the perfect amount. The other thing is the chain strap hit me so perfectly cross-body, but also when I doubled it up, it was the perfect length on a shoulder. When I tripled it, the chain ended up making a wristlet for me, and I was able to wear it as a wristlet, like clutch type situation, and that was amazing. Now, this strap is not detachable the way that a lot of the other WOC straps are, but my goodness, like, it was perfect. The caviar leather, it's a durable leather. You can take it out in the rain. You can take it to the ball games, not worry about it showing wear and scratches. And I really like that. The hardware, while yes, it has a tiny CC on it, it's very tiny. Yeah, but at the same time, it's a very recognizable piece. So it's gonna hold its value because it's Chanel and it's a classic Chanel piece. And it was the best one. Like, I put it on and it felt the most luxurious, but it also felt the most usable. And I absolutely loved it. It was by far my favorite WOC, and if money is no object for you, go with this WOC. For me personally, I just cannot spend $3,700 on a WOC. As much as I love that one, as much as I think it is the best option, I'm not gonna pay that for it. So I am looking on the resale market for an option that finish-wise, in caviar leather, color-wise, really just sort of steals my breath and my heart. And that's going to be what I end up going with, I think, for my WOC. That being said, I wouldn't rule out the Dior Saddle Pouch. I did really like that one, but I'm worried that it might be too casual for me, because the Chanel one can go more elevated if I need it to, whereas the Dior one, no matter how I wear that one, it's always going to look casual. The other option that I think is a really, really great one if you are looking to stay on a budget is to go with the YSL if the hardware on it doesn't bother you at all. I don't think that it looks quite as nice as the Gucci Diana Bamboo, but it has more color options. I also don't think it looks quite as nice because of the larger hardware as the Dior Saddle Pouch, but at the same time, I like its hardware color better as far as being able to dress it up, and like, I would carry that one to a wedding and not think twice about it. That being said, YSL is coming out with a lot more styles that have less branding or have smaller branding on them, so I wouldn't be surprised if over the next year they release a new WOC that fits into that category a bit better. So I hope that this has been a really informative video for you guys. I hope that you have found it useful. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and that you have a great rest of your day, everyone. Bye.